Hey everyone, today I'm going to go through a rather seemingly boring hand but a very important hand to learn, because most of the time as we learn Riichi theories, we often learn about what do you do in Tenpai, what do you do in Ishanten, how do you build a hand, but it's very difficult to learn how to respond to different situations at every different turn with a not so straightforward hand. But in this particular hand and situation, we will get to go through quite a few things that we have to learn how to balance at every single turn. We're now in South 3. The score distribution is very close. We cannot afford to be passive. If we are passive, second and third is going to take over my first place. If we get too aggressive, we might lose the lead. And if accident happens like dealing into a fourth place, the risk of us getting fourth place will be much higher in South 4. So let's take a look at this hand. We are at turn 7, 3 Shanten hand. The Dora is 2M. Toyman has pwned a Chun rather early in the game, which doesn't warrant any special attention. When we hit second row, we have to re-evaluate the win rate of our current hand. This hand doesn't look too bad if it's at the starting hand, because a starting hand is around 3.5 Shanten on average. But we are now at turn 7 with 3 Shanten hand. So it is considered a very bad hand now. When you have a bad hand in second row, what stronger players do is that they'll try to slim down their hand. What slimming means is that you discard more dangerous tiles, fix your blocks, and prepare to defend, at the same time counter attack. Now the easiest way to slim down a hand is to fix your ramen, which means if you have 556, just discard the 5, regardless of what Shanten you have. Especially so if you are like 2 or 3 Shanten. But we do not have any ramens to fix in this hand. So to slim down, we inevitably have to sacrifice certain kanchans in exchange for some defense. So to plan the counter attack of this hand, what I imagine is that I will draw 2M or 4M. If I draw 2M or 4M, I have a potential main tampin hand. And then with a lucky draws of like maybe an Anko 8S or a Aka 5S, then my hand is definitely good to play. What I will never want to do, given that my hand is weak, is that if I draw in a Dora, I have to discard it when my hand is still far away. So the tile that I do not want here will be 7M instead of 1M. Toyman has chi 4P, discarded another 9S. So this is like a pair 9S drop. With a pair 9S drop, second row, 2 Mels, it's better to assume that Toyman is on Tenpai. Now we draw a non-safe 8P. Should we drop this 8P? Sakigiri. As previously mentioned, Toyman is Tenpai. So an 8P here will be carelessly throwing away 1k or 2k. Even if it's cheap, we do not want to throw any points, given this close score distribution. If this hand is Ishanten, then yes, we should bet more that he is not on Tenpai and Sakigiri the 8P. At the same time, we cannot drop none here, because if other players Riichi, we have no tiles to defend with. So I drop 1M here. Now you might think that, what if I draw 2M? Now the plan for drawing 2M will be then to be completely folding this hand already. Drew an Encore 8S, it makes my hand a bit better. So I decided to just push a little by dropping the none. Kamijachi 7M, discard 7S. I drew in 1P. Naturally, I'm just going to assume that Kamija is doing on Tanyao. If I dump the 8P here, again, I might be carelessly dealing into 2 players, Toyman and Kamija. In exchange for what? In exchange for a Riichi no Mi hand. So 2/3 of the time, I'm going to draw 4 7P and Riichi on a Kan 4M weight. 1/3 of the time, I'm going to draw 4M and Riichi 4S on a Ramen Riichi no Mi 4 7P. This is not a very good odds. So I actually dropped 1P here. The condition I set myself to play this hand is that we really need the Tanyao, or we don't really want to Riichi this hand. Kamijachi 5S again and drop 8P. So good, we managed to draw in 7P and take the chance to drop 8P. We are now up. We are now Ishanten. Toyman Chi 1S and drop 7S. 2 becomes, we have a 4S that is on Nakasuji. Drop 4S first. Let me draw in 3P. So we have to decide what block to dismantle now here. 3-5M, 2P, 3P, 6S. Now the problem is that everything here is dangerous. Toyman looks like a 2-5M because all the Sozu is pretty much passed. If you look at the discard pool, they probably do not have much Stozu left, like a drop or pair of 9S, drop 5S, drop 7S. Doesn't want to cheat any 6M, 7M, 8P pass. So he either want lower pinzi or 25M. So 25M cannot be dealt to Toyman for sure. Now Kamicha similarly, it can be any pinzi. 2P, 3P are all very viable. 6S is also possible. In Aka-Ari, we have to be very cautious in discarding any of these 3, 4, 6, 7 tiles because they are related to the Akadora set. At this stage where there's no Dora being seen, we can assume that on average, around 1 or 2 Doras that they have in their hand, you easily can dealt into a 3.9k. And if it's a bit unlucky, you dealt into 8k. So for example, 6S can dealt into 8k, 2 normal Doras, 1 Akadoras. So we cannot discard any of them. Ishan then push pull against 2 Templar players, no go. We should discard 8S here. We can still come back to Tempai, right? We can take tiles like 1, 2, 3, 4P, 6S, things like that to come back on Tanyao. Let's continue dropping 8S. Pong this 2P and manage to take Tempai. Unfortunately, we didn't get to win, but we managed to avoid dueling in for sure and managed to even reach Tempai. So as you can see, this player was waiting on 36S. If this was an Aka 5S, if you dump 6S there, it could have been a disaster. Sometimes you might think that if you dealt in 6S there, feel that your hand is decent, can still play, you can open your hand for Tanyao, but in actual it's not. If any of you feel that you will have discarded any of these, like 6S, 2-3P or 3-5M, chances are your dueling rate is going to be around 14%. And that's where you can fix some of the leakages there. Those duelings are definitely not luck problem. If you enjoy this kind of video, I have more of these videos showing here. Let me know what's your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.